Now for the cipher pattern, our next ABCD pattern. Let's jump right in. The first question that you didn't know that you had to ask is what makes the cipher pattern stand out other than the rest of them? And the answer is that this is the only harmonic pattern out of the group that requires the A anchor point Fibonacci level, in other words, the 0%, to be crossed for a valid C anchor point. So we are going to start from the high and measure the retracement with the regular Fibonacci tool from point A now to label high low, retracement, and boom, back to the building blocks. The B retracement has to reach a minimum of the 0.382 Fibonacci retracement level, but it can push up to the 0.50% Fibonacci where the bat pattern lies. So if we zoom in, we got a good retracement. It reached the 0.382. It didn't reach the 50%, but that's okay. Here we go. X to A and B at the retracement. Now, you're probably thinking, Nick, hold up. Didn't you say in the other video that if price goes up to the 50% Fibonacci level, it's a bat pattern? Yes, I did. So, back to the building blocks of a cipher pattern. Now that we have our X, A, B anchor points, we have to find the C anchor point. And the answer to how you can identify which pattern you're looking at, that pattern gets revealed in time. It will require patience to trade this way. Anchor point C is going to cross your A Fibonacci level. So you have to take a fib from anchor point A to B to get your C point. The rule for the C point in the cipher pattern is that the minimum retracement you must get from points A and B has to be at the 1.272 Fibonacci level. My personal favorite is when it's in the sweet spot and I see a few candles closing, potentially showing reversal signs in between the 1.272 and 1.414 Fibonacci levels. So back to price. Fib 1 is used from X to A to find B. And now we use fib 2 from A to B to find our point C is valid or not. Here is price bottoming out just slightly below the 1.414 Fibonacci level. That's what I like to see. Another rule for the C anchor point to make sure that your cipher stays valid is that price cannot close on or below the 1.618 Fibonacci level from A to B. Just like the other patterns, price can wick these levels, but the candle bodies cannot be closing on them. That's a valid C point. And now, just to draw what we have so far, leg 1, leg 2, leg 3, and now we need to get our entry zone, the D point. So we may buy or sell, and it's the 0.786 Fibonacci level from using the tool from X anchor point to the newly discovered C point. I'll show you. So fib 3 is used from X to C to find D at 0.786 Fibonacci level. And these levels are lines, but you must always remember you are working with zones. Lines may look pretty and minimal, but thicken that line. Let's draw the pattern with the XABCD tool. And look here, we have two different confluences I can spot off the top. First is the double top, and then after the full descent, crashing through previous consolidation levels and finding a new low just to retest these highs as like a last handshake goodbye. And these are all great entry models and indicators as well. So these videos were recorded with real-time data. It was Thursday, May 15th, 2025 at 12:10 p.m. Eastern Standard on XAU USD, also known as gold or GC. Let's just make our chart look a little bit better before we move on to the next subject. And the next subject is going to be the stop loss. The stop loss is the 1.13 Fibonacci level from point X to point C. However many pips that is your stop loss, and you must risk accordingly. And to mark out our entry here, it's the 0.786. Next is take profit. And of course, there is no surprise here. Take profit 1 is at the 0.382 Fibonacci level from point C to point D. And take profit 2 is the 0.50% Fibonacci level from C to D. Here is the green line for the 382 and the yellow for the 50. As soon as it hits the line, the trade was done and TP was smashed through this cipher pattern. It has predicted over 1,762 pips. This one setup could have changed many lives. I'll clear all this. And if I was to invert the chart, we no longer have a bearish cipher pattern. Now we can see a bullish cipher pattern. And I'll go ahead and flip it back around. I love the cipher pattern. I hope you enjoyed.